Hey guys, um, sorry I'm late. Sebastian's mad at me too. It's okay. Hi Bean. Do you want to say hi? Do you want to say hi? Do you want to say hi? No, you just want to scratch. This is Sebastian. He's been with Gavin since Gavin was 18, so you know he's young and mature. And when he was a sparkling young pup, he might have been jet black. And now he has beautiful eyes that catch the camera light. Anyways, I'm a senior in college. I'm an art major. I have to do a senior art show, and mine is next weekend. I'm pretty prolific. I have a lot of art stuff floating around because I enjoy making art. Some of my classmates not so much. The good news is it turns out I really enjoy putting shows together. Good possible career. The bad news is that it's hard to get my friends' stuff together because they're not always cooperative. Alright, this week's topic was something along the lines of things that have been hard from transitioning, I guess. So when Gavin and I met, we were friends first for, I don't know, a few months, and then we dated. I mean, it was immediately obvious that it was going to be exclusive, but we dated for a while, and then, you know, shacked up eventually, and then, but, you know, Gavin was already out as trans when we met, and Gavin was already Gavin, and I think he started hormones 6 months in, give or take. It was December of 2010, and we met sometime in 2010. So anyways, Gavin was already Gavin, and I already knew what that meant. I remember our first actual date was to some wonderful pizza place, and I brought just about a list of questions for the poor kid, and asked him about trans stuff the whole entire time, you know, what it meant, 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 and my last few months at work in the military, that's kind of what I did, was just Google and YouTube trans stuff, because I needed to know. And then once I understood, you know, the science concepts behind it, like, you know, what hormones do to your body, and what common surgeries were and stuff, then I really wanted to know what the mental parts were and what the emotional parts were like, and so, you know, I started watching the YouTube videos because I was very grateful that somebody else was taking the time to do all the videos, and that's when I was kind of, I was sad and a little disappointed and frustrated that there weren't very many partner videos, at least back in 2010, because I really wanted to know what the partners were doing and how they were thinking and what they responded. You know, what was it like for them to lean in for a kiss and there to be stubble? What did they do? So, part of the reason I love this channel is because I'm hopeful that somebody else is researching and can find us and get that answer. So, hey. Yeah, that's kind of how the process went for us. We met, I liked him, he was he. I think the very first time I ever said, oh, I'm sorry, I'm a lesbian, was actually in the middle of Afghanistan. I was in the military, and I was in Afghanistan at the time. So sometime in 2009, I had been actively participating in the lesbian lifestyle for a while. But the first time I ever said it was in 2009. So, I mean, I didn't live as a lesbian for very long, but it just wasn't that, I don't know, the label wasn't very important to me. which is funny now because now the label is important to me. And the reason it's important now is, let's see if I can make this sensible. The reason it's important now is because now I live in a world of, not so much that the titles are made up, but the world I live in right now as the partner of a trans person, this world is very politically correct and sensitive and thoughtful. You know, we're all being gentle and being respectful of each other and, you know, and being considerate of each other. And, you know, we call each other this pronoun and this name and that name, and we're respecting each other's journey and each other's this and each other's that. And if I can do all this for you, then I need you to do all that for me. And that's what it boils down to. So if you want to be known as Sebastian, and I want to be known as Shay, then I would like you to call me Shay, and I will call you Sebastian. And I am a lesbian, and that's why. So I guess it is a little bit ironic that it didn't used to be important to be a lesbian, but now it is, especially when now I'm dating a dude. And I have a lot of friends that are confused about that are like, so you did all that emotional soul-searching effort of coming out of the closet and all those drunken nights of crying about you didn't know if you were straight or you were bi or you were gay. And then you turn around and you date a dude. And I say, yeah, I did. I did all those things, and it was obnoxious. And I am a terrible drunk, and when I cry, it's so annoying. But I did all those things, and yeah, and this is where my life is, and I appreciate you guys for listening to me. And I appreciate you guys for respecting my choices and for going along with the way I want things to be and for respecting the things I want to be respected. So, thank you. Other than those rambly things, so, I don't know, there really hasn't been things that have been massively difficult, and I think a lot of it has to do with, I call myself a professional Googler. In the military, one of my nicknames was Google It, because I would yell that to people a lot, because it drove me crazy when people would ask me how to spell things, and I'd say just Google it. And I kind of do that with research, like, if you don't know something, just Google it, and if it would be faster for you to Google it than for you to ask me, Google it. And if you have questions, I would love to answer them, but if it would be easier for you to Google it, you should Google it. So, you know, when I first started learning about trans stuff, I Googled everything, and I looked up everything, so I feel like I had a really solid understanding of what was going to happen, and then for the things I didn't really know about, I had my very own personal trans person to ask. And then for the things Gavin didn't know, he had either guys on YouTube that he looked up to and could refer me to, or we Googled it together, or, you know, we keep looking for answers. I mean, you know, it's a growing world, it's a changing world. I think even the definition of gender as we understand it isn't what it used to be 2 years ago. It's a changing process, you know? So, but, I was listening to Naya's video right before I did this one, and I'm with her on a lot of stuff, pretty much always, actually, I think, and I think one of the things I would miss, if it were to happen, was I would miss being seen as queer, and I think probably some of that would be, because I had such a short little gay life. But I also don't think it's going to happen because of how I look and how I present, which is pretty butch, the majority of the time. I remember one of Gavin's early gender therapy appointments. We walked in and his therapist said, "Alright, which one of you is trans?" which was still fun for me. I love it. I enjoy gender stereotyping and just messing with it. It's fun. And it's just Sebastian. Shoot, that was on a good tangent. Sorry, I need some sleep. Gosh. Things I thought would be difficult. Oh yeah, things that were surprisingly easy. So I had a pretty decent understanding. I did a lot of research. I asked a lot of questions. I keep asking questions about stuff I don't understand. It's not a one and done. It's a growing process. And I keep learning. I keep learning from other sweethearts on this channel, other discussion groups on Facebook. I keep learning from the partners group. I keep learning from all kinds of groups I'm in. It's not. I just keep learning. I think if I were to stop learning, then it would be a bad thing, because then I would have reached asshole status. But like Naya was talking about, there's random things that you don't expect to miss that you do. Like she was talking about, baby showers or bachelorette parties, going to the movie theater bathroom. I think I've talked about that one before. That we were washing our hands, and I looked up and I was looking at Gavin in the mirror, and I realized we're not going to be able to do that forever, and I was like, or I thought it would trip me out when he started growing facial hair, and then he ended up, that was one of his very, very first changes, and it was a month or two in, and it was way faster than I was expecting, and I leaned in for a kiss, and it was there, and I remember, I laughed, and I got my kiss, and then we went on, and it was not a big deal at all. Yeah, I don't know, just really, truly, the things, that I thought would bug me didn't. I don't know, it's been easy. I think it's just, you love somebody, and it's just part of growing as a couple and working on weird kinks that well, not necessarily weird, but just, you work together on kinks that come up, and you find compromises and that kind of stuff. I don't know. I'm rambling. I apologize. It's late. I need to sit. If you have questions, leave them. I'll answer them. I'll make Sebastian do it. He probably makes more sense. I'm sorry. Hey, love you. If you like art, leave me a question about that too. Yay. Talk to you guys later. Bye. And, the good news is after next week, I'm going to start making sense again. Bye.